I do appreciate you joining the channel. Thank you for watching. This is an old school game that I love to play, and according to my analytics, you guys have been watching my old streams on it, so I felt like putting together a series was properly edited and truncated to a point that it eliminated all the unnecessary rote tasks that are very repetitive in this game. Now we're gonna build stone road, continue on with this flat surface. By now, you don't need to see this every single time. At 94 again, we need to eat, and we're gonna go to our fried herring. Okay, I'm overburdened and I wouldn't even be able to pave anymore anyway, but what I do need to start doing so we can get it to where we have a larger platform, I need to start filling up this corner here and move out. Go back to our splitting method. Hold shift, and because I already have it copied, I'm gonna paste Control V 15 in there. I'm gonna drop these stacks of 15 down until we get to 51.9. You see that the dirt slid and it didn't affect this? We can't be more than 2 tiles diagonally higher than another tile that is diagonal to it, or it will slide with dirt. Each natural resource has its own physics logic. That's what it is for dirt. I thought it used to be 3, but apparently it's 2 now. So we're gonna drop this. Now it'll go up to 51.8, but when we drop it again, it's gonna slide to 49.9. And that's where terraforming in this game can get brutal and abusive. I filled this one up a little too much. I'm gonna pick that back up, and then we're gonna drop it here. Okay, now what I do wanna create, we need to start working on our inventory management. So I wanna create furniture, a chest. So the chest is gonna require metal bands, nails. We don't have access to iron ore and we can't forge yet. So that is not gonna be a possibility. It would give us, however, a larger amount of storage space within one container. We wanna go to crate. It only requires boards. It can be softwood boards or hardwood boards because you have hardwood trees and softwood trees. And it will specify at certain times certain types of wood. So we're gonna build. You need to equip the saw. I know that I just forgot we didn't have the saw equipped. So we're gonna equip our saw. In the primitive tool set, the saw itself will always be a back tool. Once you get to the metal design, you'll be able to put it on your hip or at any 4 of the points that you have available. So now again, right click, create furniture, crate, build again. So it's gonna create that signpost for us. We're gonna spin around and get the wood out of this log, the boards. We're gonna saw those out of here. Then we're gonna place the boards in here. Then we'll have something we can start organizing our inventory and get all this random junk out of our inventory. Create furniture. We don't have the boards. Now, how do we get boards? We're gonna spin around here with our saw equipped, saw out, board. And we're just gonna let it do it until we have everything that we need. We need 5. We should have enough. Boards are 20 in weight or 20 in the amount of wood that you will be subtracting from your log's total amount. I'm gonna exit that task because we're below 94. Eat again. That way we keep our skill stat multiplier going up. And right now we're stagnant. So we need to increase our quality. And honestly, by the time we go fish again, all this food is gonna be obsolete. We can use this in the future, so I am gonna just drop it in its own container. Saw out billet. No, that's not saw out board. We need 3 more boards. And then what I'm gonna do after you see the action of us creating 1, I'm gonna create 2 more. And then that's gonna require us to go out to the forest and find another tree, bring in another log. So just creating a crate to put your inventory is a lot. Everything in this game is a lot. And mind you, I tweaked it a bit. This has got to be the most grindy game I've ever played in my entire life. And there may be other games that's even more grindy, but I don't want to play them. We have our 5 boards now. Spin around, create furniture, drag and drop. That's in there. Build. Look in inventory. We have 150 weight we can put in this container. So we'll put all of this obsolete food that we have rejected from our program down here. Slide this on over, keep our inventory organized, and very soon we'll have to go back and fish. We'll run out right here. Once we eat this and need to eat again, we will need to have new and better food. take our plant fiber and we can get all of that over. And if you want to, you can hold left control and then just click all of it over there. You don't want to stack it because all this is different qualities, remember. So we're just going to keep it organized. I'm not as anal about fiber right now being a high quality, and it doesn't affect the crafting of an item as much as other things. So we're not going to be as obsessed with the quality with that. Put this stone ammo here because we don't want to have to go get any more. We've already put the effort into that task. Keep our tools up here organized. We can get these branches off of us, and we can get the flintstone, which I just dropped in there. Now, the sorter mod would be beneficial. I don't mind doing this. I played this game so long without any modifications or upgrades until we got the MMO. And then you know what happens when players get into games. They start complaining about everything you do. No matter what you do, it's like being in a bad relationship. Everything you do is just wrong. You damned if you do and you damned if you don't. So honestly, I wouldn't want to be a developer because they never get the real credit that they need. Gamers in general are the most insatiable humans on the planet, and within MMORPG genre, you have the most analytical human beings on the planet, so they're gonna destroy anything that you put out there. Never gonna be happy. I do want to eliminate this 34 quality, and I want to eliminate this 37 quality because we are struggling with our multiplier at the moment. I just want it to keep going up. At the moment, we're just going to keep going backwards. So 37, 32, 37. Let's eliminate this as well. All this is obsolete food, and I'm keeping this because it's going to play into our gameplay here very soon. It's going to be beneficial, honestly, because we do have to claim this land, but we're not ready for that just yet. Almost time for us to eat again. Now our inventory's clean, but guess what? The next time we eat, we can eat this bread. Let's inspect this. We still have 210 wood in it. I'm gonna go ahead and saw out 5 more boards, and I'm gonna saw out enough billets to fill up the campfire so it'll already be done when we're ready to cook. I'm pretty sure we only need 3. That's true. So we'll get 3 billets out of this and 5 boards. Will make us an extra container to store items in. Actually want to show you a little pro tip. So as you've seen, I was sawing out. I left the menu for the campfire open. So if I go to access this, I'm going to open its inventory, correct? Hit tab. Now you can do free look. Hit tab again. And now you see that this allows us to free up our cursor. If we want in-game action, hit tab, right click. And as I was sawing out my billet, I could have dropped them just directly in here, but I'm going to escape that action, hold control and drop them in. That way, if you're trying to feed a furnace or you're trying to feed a kiln, you can sit there and just saw them out and drop them in as they disappear. It helps out a substantial amount in efficiency. So we no longer need that. It's full now. We're prepared. We're ahead of the game. We're going to get our 5 boards, and then there will only be like a few billets left in this. We'll definitely need to come back with not just fish, but also maybe higher quality branches and higher quality log. And I right click, left myself in a position to where I was sawing out billets. That's one of the drawbacks of having that default task. If you get distracted and you click it, you think you're doing one thing, but you're doing your default task. I need 5 boards out of this. On our hunger bar, we're 94, so I escaped out of the sawing because we still have 3 to do. And I want to get the maximum amount of XP out of that as possible. So hit P just so we can see if we tweak again. So now we should be able to eat this bread, which increases our variety. It did not go up, so we're gonna have a higher quality to get our food multiplier to go up. But we are sustaining our food quality multiplier. That's good. As long as we're sustaining, we don't want to go backwards. We're already used to 1.1, and we're doing billets again. I need to inspect this to even make sure that we have enough. We'll need 60 amount of wood, so that'll leave us 50. That'll fill up the campfire once again. We'll definitely need to make sure that we bring back a lot. What gets me the most about this game is the cumulative value of your gameplay. As you're doing every task, it takes a long time. It legitimately taxes you. But in a while, week, months of gameplay, hell, even years, what you're able to look around and appreciate and see the value of what you created and And for people to be able to look at that and know the amount of work that you put into it, especially on the abusive settings of vanilla, anybody that's played this for a long period of time or for a short period of time will be like, damn, that's a lot of work. And you yourself can look at what you've made and appreciate it. That is where I get satisfaction out of playing this. It is very boring for a lot of people, but having that cumulative value and in retrospect seeing all that I've done, that is where I get my fix. I want to show you something. Here we have a regional board. I knew that was a regional board because you will always get the same quality board out of one log. So when it's splits like this, we now have a regional board. I can't put this anywhere because if I drop it, the bag is gonna deteriorate, it's gonna disappear after a certain period of time. So I gotta leave this on myself. I've just reduced my inventory capacity by 20 unless I drop this. I don't want to do that because there are recipes that require regional materials. We will legitimately have to go to other areas to mine, to forage, craft items just to try to get regional out of. So we'll just leave this here, and I need to prioritize making, I guess, a cart would be the easiest way to go about eliminating this off of our inventory. So there's a side quest for us that we can just beeline to get this off of our inventory, and it's going to take us a while. Now we have also produced more than we needed. These boards will not fit in this crate, and I don't want to delete them. Maybe we'll use the extra board as fuel for the campfire or something. As you can see, just to test it, boom, you cannot put that in there. This item will not fit. The container is too small, and I'm reading that on the systems tab that's just right behind me. And you'll also get it up here in the messages. But we're going to create on a different tile another crate. Create furniture, drop that in, it'll take what it needs, craft that out, and then once this is produced, we can lift the object and stack them. We can even name them, but we're gonna have to own this territory. And personal claim markers in your own are deactivated by default. So we're gonna have to create a monument in order to claim the land to name. Let's lift this object, right click it, lift it. Now we're gonna just walk right on over here. You don't wanna do it on the item. You wanna do it on the tile, and that's gonna be drop item. It's already lined up. We're just gonna pull it up to it allow, you see that color change there? Right there. Place, now they're stacked. Now we have extra inventory storage. Let's take a look at our skill tree here. See how far we've gotten. We'll need to keep an eye on this when it drops to 94. So our artisan skill is at 62. And now that that's at 60, we can now carry this skill to 60 and so on and so forth. What I'm most concerned about right now is our farming. We definitely need to get our farming up because I want to be able to go ahead and plant some flax so we can eventually make rope, make a cart, because once we have a cart, we're able to attach a horse to it. But then that's also along this line and as a whole different strategy. So what I do wonder is if we're able to craft, go to create furniture, and what I want to know is a wheelbarrow if we've unlocked that. So we'll just need nails, wheel, and board. I wonder if we're able to store boards in a wheelbarrow. But in order to make nails, we're gonna have to unlock forging. We're gonna have to make a forge an anvil, but we're gonna need to butt again. It's like butt until we get to a point where we're no longer butting ourselves. We're gonna have to expand this whole entire area. We're gonna need to continue terraforming. I think this is a perfect place to just stop, take a step back, and I'll reevaluate what direction we're gonna go for the next episode. So I appreciate you joining the episode series. I'm gonna continue this. I'm gonna diversify the amount of survival crafting games that we play and diversify the amount of videos I post per week, so that we're all learning new games. We're all getting our fix on whatever it is that you come to the channel for. And I really do appreciate you guys that are really watching these videos when it comes to Life is Feudal. I appreciate that. The only reason why I resurrected this series is because my live series, you guys have been watching them. So with that being said, that playlist is actually number 2 in my channel now. I appreciate that because it was live. There are a lot of boring moments in those because this game is so tedious. So thank you. Like, subscribe, comment, help me get these things circulated so I can create more videos. Maybe eventually just do this full time. This is Delta X85. Appreciate you joining the channel. Appreciate you watching. Don't hesitate to come back. Holla.